Team USA overwhelms Finland with dominant third period in 6-1 victory. The opening game of the four nations face-off was a thriller, with Canada edging Sweden 4-3 in overtime. The second contest, it stayed competitive for 37 minutes. Tied 1-1 late in the second period, Finland and the United States seemed destined for a close finish. But then, Team USA shifted into high gear, coinciding with the Bell Center blasting, Free Bird, on repeat, and left Finland in the dust with a commanding 6-1 win. Finland now looks ahead to a crucial rivalry clash against Sweden on Saturday, 1 p.m. ET, ABC, ESPN+, while Team USA prepares for a high-stakes showdown against Canada in the nightcap, 8 p.m. ET, ABC, ESPN+, Disney+. Before we turn the page, let's break down Team USA's emphatic win over Finland. Here are our team grades, key takeaways, players to watch for the next round, and lingering questions. A statement win for Team USA. For the Americans, anything short of a regulation win over a shorthanded Finnish squad would have been disappointing, especially after Canada dropped a point in its overtime victory against Sweden. For a time, though, it looked like that might happen. Finland stuck to its trademark grinding style, slowing the pace and even striking first. But the most encouraging sign for Team USA? No panic, no rush, just poise. Despite lacking the championship pedigree of Canada's roster, the Americans remained composed, found their rhythm, and completely took over in the final 23 minutes. Matt Boldy's slick deflection of a Brock Faber point shot gave the USA 3-1 lead, and from there, the floodgates opened. 3 goals in 3 minutes to start the third period turned a close contest into a blowout. Some might argue the lopsided final score doesn't fully reflect the game's competitiveness. But the numbers tell the real story. The US finished +1-5 in scoring chances and dominated possession with a 72.5% expected goals rate at 5-0-5. Even when the game was close, the Americans controlled play. And when Finland did generate chances, hellebuyck 20 saves was a rock. This was the exact statement Team USA needed before facing Canada, a direct response to their rivals' shaky opener. Team grades. Finland, D. For 2 periods, Finland executed its game plan well. They limited mistakes, clogged passing lanes, and kept things tight. Even the 2 goals they allowed early came under difficult circumstances, one off a deflection, another on a power play following Olli Mata's late second period hooking penalty. But the dam broke just 15 seconds into the third, when the US converted on another deflection. 9 seconds later, Jake Guentzel struck again. Within a minute, Finland's disciplined effort had unraveled into a 3-goal deficit, effectively sealing the result. The collapse only worsened when Brady Tkachuk sliced through Finland's zone to extend the lead to 5-1, followed by brother Matthew adding another for good measure. A defensively sound performance through 40 minutes became a disaster in the final 20. Key takeaways. The Tkachuk brothers take over. Late in the second period, head coach Mike Sullivan finally gave fans what they wanted, pairing Jack Eichel with Matthew and Brady Tkachuk. Previously, he had kept the brothers apart to spread out their physical, high-energy style across multiple lines. But with Team USA in need of a spark, he turned to the Tkachuk duo, and it paid off immediately. That line delivered the knockout blow, combining for the Americans' third goal in the opening 3 minutes of the third. Matthew fed Eichel, who set up Brady for a point-blank finish. Even when not playing together, the Tkachuks drove Team USA's offense. Brady's first period goal erased Finland's early lead, while Matthew's power play tally kicked off the third period barrage. Matthew added one more late, deflecting a Zach Werenski point shot before burying his own rebound. With Auston Matthews centering Jake Guentzel and Jack Hughes on another high-powered line, the US now boasts 2 fully operational scoring units heading into the game against Canada. Finland's top 6 needs to step up, fast. Finland's offensive struggles weren't due to a lack of firepower on paper. Their top 6 forwards include Stanley Cup winners and elite NHL scorers. The combination of Alexander Barkov, Artturi Lehkonen, and Mikko Rantanen was built for two-way efficiency, while Sebastian Aho, Roope Hintz, and Patrick Laine provided a mix of playmaking and goal-scoring punch. Yet, those 6 players managed just 10 shots, and 9 of them came from Barkov 5 and Lehkonen 4. Despite boasting a 50-goal scorer Rantanen, a 40-goal sniper Laine, and multiple 30-goal producers, Finland's top 2 lines were shut out. For a team that relies heavily on its top forwards, that kind of output won't cut it against Sweden. Free Bird, and a not-so-subtle troll job. As teased by USA Hockey before the tournament, the Americans have embraced Lynyrd Skynyrd's "Free Bird" as their official goal song. What began as a quirky selection for the 2025 World Juniors, thanks to University of Denver defenseman Zeev Buium, has now carried over to the senior team. The song's slow build-up before erupting into chaos mirrors Team USA's style of play, methodical, patient, and then suddenly unstoppable. But there might be another layer to this choice, a bit of trolling aimed at Canada. The Canadians, once dominant in international junior play, crashed out in the quarterfinals at World Juniors. Meanwhile, Team USA celebrated back-to-back championships. If "Free Bird" stirs up some extra frustration for their northern rivals, all the better. Lingering questions for Finland. One of Finland's biggest concerns entering the tournament was its defensive depth. Without Miro Heiskanen, Jani Hakanpää, and Rasmus Ristolainen, their blue line was already stretched thin. For 2 periods, they looked capable of handling the challenge, limiting high-danger chances and keeping Juuse Saros' workload manageable. But the third period collapse raised serious doubts. So which version of Finland's defense is real? The structured, composed unit from the first 2 frames? Or the overwhelmed, mistake-prone group from the third? The answer could decide their fate against Sweden.